So let's back with an interesting take on the fact that it's less hostile towards the rookies this year. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. Join us for Kate and Clark's crossover. That's tonight from 6 to 7. And guess what? On Thursdays from 5:30 to 6:30. That's Eastern time, except for major holidays like Labor Day and Memorial Day. We won't be doing it. It's a Kate and Clark's crossover. Guest podcasters come out and we talk about Kate and Clark, like a sports reporters type form. So Lexie Brown started out as a Kate and Clark hater. She tried to minimize what kind of impact she was going to have in the league and how good she was. She talked about her own three-point shooting. She thinks she's a better three-point shooter than Kate and Clark. She's delusional. And then after she played against her, she changed her tune, completely changed her attitude towards her, and became a Kate and Clark supporter. So she's been more reasonable, even though she started out somewhat as a hater. And she had Lyme's disease, so she didn't play the second half of last season, but now she's back. And she goes on a lot of podcasts, and she's willing to speak her mind because she supported Kate and Clark. And so here's Lexie Brown on a podcast, and this is what she had to say. And Full Circle, it's called.
League and as veterans, I think we have made this a more welcoming environment for this rookie class.
I want to just stop right there. Rookie class, no, it's just Kate and Clark. The last rookie class, everyone was invited very warmly, except for Kate and Clark. The only incident you can speak about is the one where Alyssa Thomas dragged down Angel Reese by the neck and got a flagrant 2, I think. And that's probably because Angel Reese elbows people and goes over the top and bumps people to get rebounds, because that's what you have to do to be a really aggressive rebounder. And she probably irritated Alyssa Thomas. But that was the only incident. So that just seems to me like that was an incident. That had nothing to do with being a bad reception for Angel Reese. She got good calls.
The point is, why are you veterans going after the rookie, thinking that this year it's easier for a rookie class when why don't you just let the person come into the league and play their game? What's with this hazing of the rookies when they come into the league?
Well, that's true, but I don't think anyone got hazed but Kate and Clark. But let's see what else she has to say.
Not saying that last year it was like overly hostile by any means, but
yes, it was for Kate and Clark.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like one, because I haven't seen it because I haven't been online. The energy feels different this year. Like, as far as these rookies coming in and how the season's starting, like it's overwhelmingly more positive, but also still very competitive. Last year, it was like complete hostility going into the season. Like, it was insane. I never felt that before going into the season.
Mark, you can stop it. And why was the hostility for? And who was that hostility for? One person, Caitlin Clark.
Because they felt threatened by her, Rob. They don't feel threatened by any of the rookies this year.
Yeah, because the rookie class is weak. That's why everything's calm.
Paige will be a very good player, but she's not a generational player despite what her fans think.
Right.
So let's go on. She may be an excellent player, but not a generational player.
And like the competitiveness, like it wasn't like there was no competition type energy in that. It was just hostile and mean and nasty. This year, I feel like it's very high level, high energy, competitive, respectful. That's just how I feel personally. I don't know if anybody else feels anything differently, but I feel this season is different for these rookies, and I hope that they feel welcomed to the W. Like, whether they're in a good situation, a not so good situation, whether they make the team, their waves. Like, I hope that we've done a better job as older players and veterans to make this like an enjoyable experience for them. So,
Mark, where was this last year? Where was this last year with the way that Caitlin Clark was treated?
Well, we were imagining it, Rob, but obviously we weren't imagining it because she's in the league and she felt it. Now, substitute the word rookies for Caitlin Clark, and everything she said was 100% accurate and very honest.
Yes.
But she was afraid to just call out the Kate and Clark hate. So she was semi-honest in this particular podcast. But it's good that she said it because they kept saying we were imagining it.
Right. I mean, it's good that she said it and that she realized, and like I said, she was a player, and she's like everybody else saw this too.
Right. So I found it interesting that she's the first player that's come out and admitted there was some hostility last year, and that she felt it. Like, she really described it pretty accurately, Rob, in terms of how it was. Overwhelmingly hostile, she said. So I'm glad that she said that. I just wish she would substitute the word rookies with Caitlin Clark, because that's really what it's about.
I just wish they would have came out with it last year instead of denying it. Both, not just the players, the league denied it.
Well, the league, ESPN, some of Fox Sports, some of the podcasters over there, we know who the haters. They got a couple of haters over. There's some haters on X, and they kept all pretending that we were imagining it, that this was just normal rookie hazing. No, it wasn't.
No.
It was much worse than that. Again, it's the coldest reception since 1947 for any rookie in American sports. And I was born in 59, but I still can remember all the rookies since then, pretty much since about 65. And I don't remember anyone getting any kind of reception like this.
But the main thing is, Mark, also, even though Caitlin Clark faced all these hazing and all this harassment from everywhere, she still came out strong and was Rookie of the Year. And like you said, you compared it to kind of like Jackie Robinson when he first came in. Same thing. He went through that, and he still came out on top. He was, so you got to have a certain mentality. You said she's got the Michael Jordan mentality. That's kind of true. But she also has a really good mental aptitude to deal with that type. I don't know if anybody else could have dealt with it like last year.
I don't know if I could have dealt with it, Rob. And I'm sure I couldn't have dealt with what Jackie Robinson dealt with. And be clear, what he dealt with was much worse, because he got like a lot of death threats and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm saying she got the worst reception since Jackie Robinson, just to make it 100% clear. I'm not comparing the reception. I can't think of any rookie that people really hated when they came into the league before ever following sports since I was a kid.
Mark hated, and only because she was better than them. But the whole thing is, they didn't get it that she's also making their lives better. They didn't get that. She's making by her getting attention and playing well, she was making their life better because people were watching the WNBA.
Well, they didn't see that. They just saw her as a threat. They saw her as making too much money. They saw her as getting too much publicity and too much praise, and they got jealous and envious of her. And that's where all the hate came from. And then the league didn't protect her. The refs didn't like her. And she had the worst whistle I've ever seen in my entire life by any player in basketball.
Yeah, that trickled down. It trickled down all the way down to even the refs, where they were afraid to make a call because they might think they're favoring Clark and worried about what people would say to them. But usually if you're a referee, you don't really care. I mean, so you do it one way, you don't make the call on her, but then if you do make the call, you might be. So what was their? I don't get their decision on how they were.
I know the hostility came from the refs too by not protecting her and giving her a bad whistle. And then of course the commissioner was brain dead. Kathy Engelberg, brain dead. She didn't do anything to protect her except for upgrade an off the ball foul that should have been a flagrant 2 into a flagrant 1. That's it. She didn't upgrade any other ones, didn't suspend anybody, nothing. No fines, no criticism of the refs missing calls, no mention of the fact that Caitlin Clark's getting the most flagrant fouls against her and all sorts of ones that were missed. No mention of that. No mention that the refs aren't doing a good job of protecting the players. Nothing.
No, but that's because she projected that image of physical basketball. So she wanted to keep protecting that image of the WNBA, which turned off a lot of people. As you see it, I mean, people were like, okay, I don't want to watch this, this brutal ball league. It's boring.
Rob, if this league wants to make money, they need to have open arms with these rookies that come in, because some of them are going to be exciting. And that makes them more money if they're exciting rookies. They don't have to, I'm not saying don't be really competitive against them and try to hold them down in that way. But at the same time, don't be hostile towards them. Don't try to talk down about them. For no reason. That's what I don't get, Mark. It was for no reason. She did nothing to nobody except come out there and want to play basketball.
That's all
Right.
she never rubbed, she never rubbed anybody the wrong way. And even during all that, Mark, even all that, she still could have came out and said it. Like, this is the pick, she didn't say anything. She just took it, poked in the eye, almost could have lost her career. Says, well, maybe she kind of played all those things off.
I will say that I'm sure Paige is going to get a warm reception, but Dominique Malunga, she has to play in the post, Rob, with some women like Alyssa Thomas. I will be interested to see what kind of reception she gets, because she could be a generational player given her physical attributes and size. So I am interested to see what kind of reception she gets. I have no idea. I'm just saying, I'm just wondering about that. I guess it depends on how well she plays and how physical she is. But she's only 19, so it's going to take a while for her to adjust this year, I think. Let us know what you think down below about Lexie Brown's comments. And if you want, you can share this video with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And if you want, you can donate to this channel with super chats and super things down below and a link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.
Mellow
And in
Rob.
your title, you have Lexie